Yeah, the question of how do you start to make the leap before you make the leap, right? Because this kind of change starts before it starts and goes on after it ends. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And so you're not going to suddenly just do it all differently one day. And if what you're going to be doing as an entrepreneur is different fundamentally from what you're doing in your current job, or different in some key ways, you're going to have to get some experience with that. And one of the things that I think that we need to be thinking about in our careers is how are we managing our career right now, our job right now, for possibilities tomorrow? We all will find at some point, I hope, that we can carve out some time from what we're doing to do things a little bit more the way we want to, or do things a little bit differently. So for me, in my job, I took all the opportunities and sought out the ones I could to be in front of people speaking. I didn't care if it was 3 people or 300 or 3,000. And by the way, it started at 3 most of the time. The 300 and the 3,000 came a lot later in my job after I'd spoke in front of the 3. So I did that. I spent more time volunteering to get involved in things where I wrote. And I was very self-critical of my own writing skills and didn't feel I had any, but I got out there and worked with some people and tried to do that. So for you, whatever it is you're doing, how can you get some of what you think you may want to be as an entrepreneur in the job that you have now? And you may find it on the job and they love it and pay you for it. You may find it on the job and they tolerate it and let you do it. And you may find it outside the job that you have to do on your own time. But either way, you need to get the experience with it. And as well, when I think about getting some of the experience you need now to do the job that you'll want to do as an entrepreneur, one of the things you need to realize is that you don't have to strictly do it, but you have to be able to tell the story of why you're capable of doing it. So I knew somebody once who went to a graduate school program. And in this program, they felt that they would go through it and then they would do exactly what other people in that graduate program were doing. But the graduate program itself, while it was great, didn't give you all the experience you needed to sell yourself as other than, I have a fancy new degree. And I remember in my graduate school program, one of the things that happened to me was I had an opportunity early on to do some pro bono consulting, which is, I guess, Latin for free. And it was in an MBA program before I even got into my MSOD at Pepperdine. And our professor in our org behavior class, Dr. Miriam Lacey, who I love and know well, said, what you need to do is get some experience. And here's experience. Here's the IRS needs someone to help them for free. And everybody laughs like, work for the IRS for free? No, thank you. I'm going to go out this weekend, do beers with my mates. I took the gig, and I ended up working with a woman who, right after I started, became the head of taxpayer services, which is basically all customer service for all citizens in the United States, across the United States. And we worked on their employee engagement survey, and it wasn't something I knew tons about, and I don't think I did phenomenal work. But all of a sudden, I had on my resume, at no cost but just my time, the fact that I had worked for the countrywide head of a major federal agency, and she was willing to give me a good referral. Now, that job didn't gain me anything. A little bit of experience, that was good. Monetarily, no, it cost me some money. But resume-wise, referral-wise, it was absolute gold. And you have to be able to do those types of things while you're in the role you're at, or where you're at, the place you're at, whatever it may be. Get that experience, whatever it may be, and think about what experiences tell the right story that make it seem like I'm not just making the leap now, that I've started this leap before and I have some continuity from my old job and other experiences.